right? Let's try 18 times 3. It could also look like this, right? You can do it this way. I prefer it this way, but just know that you have to make the bigger number an easier, two easier numbers to deal with, okay? So let's look at 18. We know that there are two numbers, they're multiplied together, and then we're gonna multiply 3. We're gonna bring that over. Well, I'm going to look for my factors, right? So 1 times 18, that's not going to be really helpful. 2 times 9, 3 times 6. All of those, when they multiply together, are going to equal 18. Let's try 2 times 9, okay? So 2 times 9. 2 times 9 equals 18. This is not going to help because if you do 2 times 9 equals 18, you end up with 18 times 3. But you could do 2 times 9 times 3 and move with parentheses this way. You boy. That's going to give you a number that you might not know. And then you got to multiply that by 2. So that's going to be tough. So I'm not going to do that. I'm going to try to move the numbers around because I can do that because we're multiplying and they're all associating together, right? They're all friends that kind of hang out. So it doesn't matter what order they hang out in. So I'm going to change, say 2 times 3 times 9 to see if that's going to be any easier, right? So 2 times 3, that's going to be 6 times 9. Now I have to use my own memory of my facts. I believe that's 54. Let's see if that's true or not. Da, 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 da. Yeah, it is indeed. So, and if you weren't sure, that you could do this, right? So there are many ways that you can check yourself. Last but not least, sometimes they show, let's make a smaller number so that it's not going to be terribly hard to, let's do 10 times 3, okay? Or we can say that that's 3 times 10, either way. So we're going to say that that is 10 groups of 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then I'm going to get my groups of 3. So right now, I've got 10 groups of 3. If I flip it this way, I have 3 groups of 10. And I know that I'm going to need to make that 10 a little bit easier, right? So I have to think of the numbers that multiply to 10. And in here, it's going to equal those two numbers to 10. So I know 1 times 10, 2 times 5. That's really it, right? So let's do 2 times 5 times 3. You take that 3 from there, put it over. Okay. Well, let's do 2 times 5 times 3. We could do that. And that's going to give us 2 times 15. And that's going to give us 30. So this 2 times 15 means 2 groups of 15. So count out 15, right? So we've got 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. So this 2 groups of 15 right here, 1 group, 2 group, and that's a way to group it, right? But what about I'm trying to think of, right, you got 15 and 15, right. But sometimes in our problems, they're showing us the array flipped over. So the kind of array that it's, so before I showed you 10 times 3, right? So they would be showing you 3 times 10. So let's pick another one. 4 times, let's do 4 times 8 just because I'm not going to be drawing a lot of circles. Okay, so the bigger number is 8 here. And let's see 4 groups of 8, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 4 groups of 8. 4 rows of 8 in each row. Well, we're going to keep that 4 times, and we're going to get 2 numbers that equal 8. We have 1 times 8, that's not going to work, and 2 times 4. That's it, you guys. So let's try 2 times 4. Then, of course, we're going to have to rewrite it so that it's easier for us. Well, this is not that easy, right? Because watch, if I do 4 times 2 times 4, and I just move this over, what's that going to do, right? But let's just say, because I want to show you how to change this up a little bit. So let's make it 4 times 4 times 2. Let's see if that's going to work. 4 groups of 4. Aha! 1, 2, 3, 4. So now you're going to look at this and you're going to say, my groups I'm going to think of as my columns. So I have 4 columns of 4 here. So basically the point being, and then 4 times 4 is 16, 16, and then 16 times 2 is going to give you your 32. The idea is that before our array went like this, and we chopped it in half like that, but now our array looks like this, and we're chopping it in half like that. So don't be afraid to look at the columns and think of those columns as groups, like up and down, as opposed to that the groups are only rows. That's not true. And we know that's not true because you can use the commutative property, right? So the array looks different, but you can definitely split it in half, or if you have other numbers, you could split it, you know, in different ways. It doesn't always have to be in half, but it can go the partitioning, the dividing up, doesn't always have to be horizontal. It can also be vertical. Anyway, point being, associative property means that you are trying to take that bigger number, pick 2 numbers that are multiplied together that are going to get that number, and then you can group them any way you want because they're hanging out in the same friend circle. They've got that multiplication with you. Okay? So you can't do this for division though. For example, 24 divided by 4 divided by 2. Let's say those are the 3 numbers, right? Well, if you do that,